she's coming back over.
Hello and welcome back to Don Edwards Park here in Newark, Ohio. We are going to pick up this game in the top of the third inning with Galion leading the Licking County Settlers 2-0. This game did start last night, but due to rain, we did have to postpone it. So it'll be a doubleheader day here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. There is rain in the forecast for later, but we're hoping to at least finish this one and possibly one more. So the next one will start about 30 minutes after this first one. To recap, Galion did score 2 in the top of the first inning. They were led off with an out. There was a single, double, walk, and then another single brought in 2 runs. They were held scoreless in the second. Settlers did get a couple men aboard in their bottom half of the first, but were unable to score. We do have a pitching change. Yesterday it was Chris Sparks that did start. Now it is going to be John McCauley, the sophomore from Butler University. He's from Paducah, Kentucky. Only went 16 2/3 innings this year before the Bulldogs had a 2-0 record and ERA right around 7. Gave up 24 hits, 19 walks, 15 strikeouts. So we'll see what McCauley has today, as we're going to pick this one up with the number 2 hitter in the greater lineup. That is going to be Christopher Jordan. Jordan getting the start at shortstop yesterday, obviously now back out there today. So we are moments away from picking up game number 2 here of this 2018 summer campaign. First pitch taken low for a ball. Start time today, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as Jordan takes his first pitch low and away for ball number 1. Swung on a miss, strike 1. Even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jordan, the West Virginia State University product, is one of 3 Yellow Jackets in this greater lineup. 1-1. Misses outside for ball number 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Jordan singled yesterday in his one at-bat. He scored the first run. The 2-1 comes in. Misses low and outside. Once again, we're going to move the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. 2-0 here in the top of the third inning. The 3-1 comes in. Misses once again outside. That's ball number 4, so leadoff man aboard for the Graders. That brings up Michael Rodriguez. Rodriguez doubled yesterday. Scored the second run of the game. The Rio Grande native. It's the University of Rio Grande. First pitch misses low and inside. Ball number 1. McCauley early on hitting that lower right-hand part of the plate. He checks the runner and Jordan at first base and delivers. Misses once again low and inside for ball number 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Top of the third inning here from Don Edwards Park. 2-0 Graders lead after they put up a 2-spot in the top half of the first yesterday. Jordan, big lead on first. He's going. He's off. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. Not in time, and Jordan in safely with his first stolen base. Pitch was a strike, so we'll move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. McCauley was a two-way player in high school. Batted in the DH spot for his high school team. 385, 569 slugging. He's on the mound here today as he gets a foul ball. Looks like maybe off the foot of Rodriguez. That's going to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Rodriguez steps away for a moment. Griggs scored 2 in the first inning, went down unconventional 1-2-3 after a double play by Sparks on the bunt, the 2-2. Looped right over the third baseman's head incremental. That's going to drop in shallow left field. Coach is going to send Jordan around. He's going to go to the plate. There's going to be a play. Throw in time. A great throw from left field to cut down the runner, Jordan, at the plate. That'll be a double for Rodriguez, but count it a 7-2 putout. That's going to be the first out here. It's going to bring up Jacob Reimold. Reimold walked in his only at-bat yesterday, back in the first inning. Delivery. This is just low and outside for ball number 1. McCauley continues to pound that area of the plate. Reimold, a Greenville, Pennsylvania native, standing in that right-hander's batter's box. 6'2". Goes to West Virginia University Tech. The 1-0. Check swing. Yes, he did, says home plate umpire Dan Diem. That's even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. Checks his swing once again, but that's going to be a strike, says Diem once again. Moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. McCauley looking for his first strikeout. The Settler uniform. Checks the runner at second base and Rodriguez and delivers. Almost checked his swing once again. It's taken low and away by Reimold. The 2-2. Taken right into the hands on the inner half of the plate. That's going to move the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second base and Rodriguez. Graders lead 2-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning. Full count offering. Chopped slowly towards Pena at shortstop. It's going to be a tough play. Bobbles it, throws it over to first. Safe, says the umpire. It's going to put runners at the corners with 1 away. Likely being error on Pena. It's going to be a tough play to begin with. Maybe took a bad hop as he couldn't quite handle it coming up to his chest. Trying to get the throw over there. Good pick by Dill at first base, but not in time. That's going to bring up Juan De La Cruz. The New York native goes to Oklahoma Wesleyan University. So he takes his first pitch for strike. De La Cruz, part of that Oklahoma Wesleyan team that went 53-8 this season, won the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference this season. As ball grounded to second base, that could be 2. Sabazic over to second, over to first, double play, and the Settlers get out of the jam with a 4-6-3 double play, and they will come to bat here in the bottom of the 3rd when we come back. Back here from Don Edwards Park, we're going to have a new pitcher for the Graders as well. It's going to be Jose De La Cruz. And yes, he is brothers with Juan De La Cruz, who we just saw come up and ground in that 4-6-3 double play. So first pitch from De La Cruz. Misses high and outside for ball number 1. Settler hitter is going to be Kaz Sobazik. Sobazik, this is going to be his first plate appearance in this game. So he was due up next before we had that rain out. The 1-0. Catches the outside corner for strike number 1. The 1-1 from De La Cruz. Misses outside. It's ball 2. De La Cruz, the Manhattan College commit, spent his time at Westchester Community College for the past 2 seasons as he gets a swing through from Sobazik. There's a little bit of infield as well as has some time on the bump. The 2-2. Misses low in the dirt. Move the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here. Bottom of the 3rd inning, Graders lead 2-0. The 3-2. Misses high and outside. Ball 4. Sobazik works a leadoff walk. Much like the Graders in their half of the inning, they led off with a walk, but ended up having that runner thrown out at home plate off a beautiful throw from left field to cut him down. De La Cruz this season actually more appearances in the field than on the mound. Only threw 12 innings of work, 8.25 ERA. He delivers the first pitch. The leadoff batter, Jacob Margroff. Margroff singled in his only plate appearance. The first inning, stole second, advanced to third on a wild pitch, but much like game number 1, could not come around to score when the Settlers left 8 men on base in a 7-2 loss to the Copperheads. They're trying to turn that around here tonight and score a little bit earlier in the game. There only 2 runs came in the 8th inning off a home run from Miguel Pimentel. Sobazik gets his lead off of first. And he's running. Throw down to second. It's going to be high. Thankfully for Rodriguez, backing up the throw. That could have sailed all the way into center field, and Sobazik's going to get in with stolen base. That's going to put a runner at second base for Margroff. We saw Margroff, a very good bunter, has 2 bunt base hits. 1 in game number 1 and 1 yesterday. You see the third baseman starting to creep in on the grass. We have time from the umpire. It looks like that was a balk. It's going to be a balk on De La Cruz, so that's going to put Sobazik at third base 90 feet away from cutting this Grader lead in half. De La Cruz looks in, gets his signs, comes set. Pitch, misses. Outside. Ball number 2. De La Cruz, 12 innings on the mound this season. 37 games at the plate. His throw down to third base, trying to catch Sobazik sleeping, not in time. Pitch taken for a ball. It's going to move count 3 balls and 1 strike. Jacob Margroff standing at the plate for the Settlers. 3-1. Fouled straight back. Margroff just missing that one, and that's going to even the count to full. So for 2 consecutive hitters, moving the count to full. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout from De La Cruz off a fastball on Jacob Margroff, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Eddie Pena. Eddie struck out in his first at-bat yesterday as he stands in with a runner on third base. That's Kaz Sobazik. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Settlers down 2-0. First pitch catches the outer half. Pena not really sure about that one. See him kind of shrug it off. He takes first pitch for a strike. De La Cruz comes set. Fires, tries to hit that lone outside corner one more time. He misses. Evens count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sabazic led off this inning with a walk, stole second, advanced to third on a balk. That is where he stands right now, 90 feet away. As Pena laces that one just over the outstretched glove of Jordan, and that's going to bring in the first run of the game for the Settlers off the RBI single from Eddie Pena, and the Settlers are on the board. They trail 2-1. Dylan Ott's going to come to the plate now. He struck out in his first at-bat. Had a great throw from left field that last inning to cut down a runner at home plate and keep that deficit at 2 as he gets hit by his first pitch. We're going to have 2 men aboard here for the Settlers. That'll bring up the big bat, Miguel Pimentel. Miguel, the towering home runs we're going to get. Looks like a mound visit as De La Cruz is struggling a bit. Walked his first hitter, struck out Margroth, and just allowed a single to Pena. And then the first pitch, Dylan Ott saw, plunked him right in that left shoulder. So he's going to get Miguel Pimentel in the batter's box. Miguel walked in his first at-bat yesterday. Miguel, the Lee University product, hit .372. Got a .431 on base percentage. 74 hits for the entire year. A great hitter in Miguel Pimentel. He actually played with the Settlers last season, so if you recognize that name, yes. He was in Licking County last season, hit .293. 6 home runs, already has 1 this year in 1 game, so look for Miguel to build on that successful season as you hear the fans chanting his name in the grandstands here. First pitch from De La Cruz. Nearly hits Pimentel, nearly had back-to-back batters hit by pitch in the same spot, but that's going to move count 1 ball and no strikes. Runners on first and second. The 1-0. Swing and fouled off. Pimentel was trying to drive that ball in the outfield. That'll even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 runners on. Pena at second, Ott at first. Settlers trail 2-1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The 1-1. Low in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher, Massey. That'll leave the runners where they're at. 2 balls and 1 strike. De La Cruz comes set to check the runners. And fouled off towards the Settler dugout once again is Pimentel. Even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pimentel 2 hits in the opening game on Friday night. Stands in the 2-2. Taken for a ball low in the dirt. Yet another hitter working a full count. That's the 3rd hitter this inning. Working the count full. Pimentel trying to tie this ball game up. 2 runners aboard, down by 1. The 3-2. Runner start and stop. Laced down the left field line into those grandstands. Nearly taking somebody out down there. There's a few fans scattered in those grandstands as Pimentel laced that one. Just a little early on it. We're going to do full count 1 more time. Runner started and stopped on that last pitch. We'll see if they maybe try to take off here. Runners hold. Swing and a miss from Pimentel. Strike number 3. De La Cruz quietly working his way out of this jam. He's got 2 strikeouts here, 2 outs now with 2 runners aboard. That's going to bring up Garrett Roberts. Spent his time at Cuyahoga Community College the last 2 seasons, transferring to Ashland University Roberts struck out in his first at-bat yesterday, and he now stands in a big spot here with 2 runners aboard. Ball taken low and in the dirt for ball 1. Roberts, a former Utica High School player. He's a first-team All-Ohio. Let's see. Fouls one down the right field line. First baseman Donato gives chase, but it looks like he's going to run out of room as that ball is going to get back in the trees there on that first base side. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 runners aboard. Graders lead 2-1 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as Roberts stands in. Taylor Cruz checks the runner at second, comes set, delivery, swing and hit up the middle. That's going to be an easy play for Jordan at short. Flips to Rodriguez at second, and that'll end the settler threat. They do push 1 across as we head to the 4th inning. Graders lead 2-1. Back here in the top of the 4th inning, Galion Graders lead 2-1. Settlers finally pushing 1 across last inning off the RBI single from Eddie Pena. So far, Graders 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Settlers 1 run, 2 hits, and then 1 error. His first pitch to Sikowski misses high and outside. Sikowski grounded into a fielder's choice. His first at-bat ended up stealing second base. He takes his second pitch for a strike. Count now moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. That pitch misses for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sikowski, the Duquesne, Pennsylvania native, to Alderson Broadus University. So he takes 4 ball, 3 balls and 1 strike. Sikowski started all 43 games. Hit .234. So he takes ball 4. Sikowski works the walk. And so for the 2nd inning in a row, the Graders get a leadoff walk. It's going to bring up the catcher Damon Massey, the Gallagher, West Virginia native. He also goes to West Virginia State University, much like 2 of his other teammates. McCauley checks on Sikowski at first base. Like we said, Sikowski is a threat to run. Did steal second base yesterday. His first pitch, bunt, pops straight back. And right over our press box here for strike number 1. If you were with us yesterday, you do remember in the 2nd inning, Graders did get their leadoff runner aboard. And then a 1-3 double play off a bunt that popped it right back up to Sparks. The pitcher then flipped it over to Dill at first base to end any threat. Then did retire the next Graders. So unconventional 1-2-3 as we check on Sikowski again at first base.
The other day I was supposed to pick him up at 5:20 and I was supposed to pick him up.
The 0-1 tries to bunt one more time. It is called a strike on the offering, so Massey quickly in a hole, 0-2.
No, I was supposed to pick him up at 5 o'clock. Got to his house at 5:06. Not bad.
Massey only appeared in 12 games for the Yellow Jackets in his collegiate season. Hit .333, a 400 on base percentage. Had 5 hits. Now down 0-2. Thick over to first. We got him in a pickle. This goes over to first.
All the way back.
Over to short. Fakes the throw and then tags out the runner in Sikowski. So score that a 1-3-6 in your scorebook.
I think so. Or no, he threw over.
As the Settlers were a little bit worried about Sikowski running. Obviously was going to go on that pitch, but a great job by McCauley to mix up the timing and catch Sikowski leaning towards second base. So 1 out now here at the top of the 4th. The 0-2 misses outside, a good waste pitch from McCauley, just trying to test the umpire, see if we can get Massey to chase. 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike number 3. First strikeout here for McCauley in a Settler uniform, and quickly there's 2 outs. Around first baseman Vince Donato, the Highland Heights native, goes to Youngstown State. Donato, singled his first at bat. He takes for a ball. See, second pitch taken just on that outside corner for a strike. Donato didn't see any action this year for Youngstown State. According to his Twitter, it looks like he'll be transferring to Johnson's County Community College in Kansas. Do another swing through, so 1 ball and 2 strikes here, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning. Graders lead 2-1. 1-2 misses high and outside, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson County Community College, a nationally ranked JUCO program. So we'll be going to a perennial powerhouse as the 2-2. Curveball flared into center field. A great piece of 2-out hitting from Donato. As Margroff's just going to toss that one back in. Donato will be on first with a 2-out single. Seamus Keneally is going to come to the plate now. Lebanon, Ohio native. Goes to Marietta College. Started 40 out of 44 games this season for the Pioneers. 246 average, 310 on base percentage. So he stands in for his second at bat. Pitch taken low in the dirt for ball number 1. Keneally unable to get the sacrifice bunt down in the second inning. That started the 1-3 double play to get the Settlers out of a jam. Callie checks the runner at first, fires blown outside once again. 2 balls and no strikes. Keneally's Pioneers actually eliminated by Otterbein in the OAC Conference Tournament. Finished second behind them in the regular season as he swings and fouls one straight back. So you have a few Settlers on this team familiar with him. Saw him during the conference year and also that conference tournament. Marietta actually lost in the D3 regionals to check on Donato at first base. Lost in the D3 regionals to Shenandoah and Wabash. 2-1. Curveball taken for strike number 2. Great curveball coming back over the plate. Started, looked like it was going to hit Keneally and broke back over the plate late. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 4th here, Graders lead 2-1. Checks over in first base again. McCauley already picked off 1 Greater base runner. He delivers the 2-2. Curveball once again. Chopper. It's going to be a tough play from Pimentel at third base. He fires over to first just in time for out number 3. Great job by McCauley to work out that lead-off walk. Settlers will head to the bottom half. They're down 2-1. Back here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Graders lead 2-1 over the Settlers. As you hear the dilly dilly yells from the crowd, that's Nathan Dill stepping in for his second at-bat in this game, making his first start. He sees the first pitch from De La Cruz, taken for a strike on the outer half. Nathan playing first base, struck out on 3 pitches in his first at-bat. So he swings on down the third base line, fair ball. Just going over that third base line, excuse me, as he touches first, going to try to stretch this into a double, and he will get into second base with a stand-up lead-off double, as you hear the dilly-dilly chants once again for Nathan Dill as he starts off this bottom of the 4th inning with a 2-bagger. I'll bring up Brendan Alice. Alice, the right fielder, grounded out to short in his first at-bat. He now stands in that right-handed batter's box with runner in scoring position already. First pitch taken outside for a ball. Alice from New Albany, Ohio. Is at Northern Kentucky University. Now stands in with a great opportunity for the Settlers to tie this one up, the 1-0. Curveball taken for a strike. That evens count at 1 ball and 1 strike. De La Cruz checks the runner, and Dill at second base comes set. The 1-1. Misses inside once again, trying to go back with that curveball, but left it a little too far inside as he goes down the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. Misses inside once again, nearly hit Ellis. So he had to jump back out of the way. It looked like he was trying to go back in with that curveball, but misses. 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner over at second in Dill. Ellis only 4 walks this season for the Norse. He hammers one down that third base line, nearly missing some people once again. So watch out on that third base grandstand. We've already seen a couple balls head in that direction. Let's move the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at second base
Top of the 8th.
for Alice. 3-2. Swing and a miss. for strike number 3. That's 3 strikeouts today for De La Cruz. That'll bring up the catcher, Chad Harper. Chad, the Follinsby, West Virginia native. It's in the northern panhandle. Those familiar with West Virginia. So you might hear country roads blaring through the speakers. Look like we're going to get a switch out in right field.
Just a glove.
Oh, excuse me, just a glove. I might have seen people running in from the outfield, but just a glove. As Chad tries to bunt, it's going to not get down. A great diving play from De La Cruz as Harper tried to lay down the sacrifice bunt, but a great effort off the mound from De La Cruz to field his position and make a diving play for out number 2. So Settlers lead off the inning with a double from Nathan Dillon, a strikeout of Alice, and a pop out from Harper. Put him down to 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Kaz Sobozic. Sobozic led off today with a walk. He didn't receive an at-bat yesterday before the game got called. Sobozic takes his first pitch outside for a ball. Sobozic scored the only run thus far for the Settlers. He walked, stole second, and advanced to third on a balk, and then the RBI single from Eddie Pena brought him in. 1-0, fouled off over that third base dugout of the Settlers. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sobozic from Rochester, New York, close to Monroe Community College. The 1-1. Misses low in the dirt. Catcher couldn't find it for a second. That was Massey, but ended up right under him. That's going to move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Sobozic made it to the NJCAA Division II World Series with the Tribunes. They finished the year 30-20. He played in 46 of those games. Led the team in just about every offensive statistical category. This 2-1 comes in from De La Cruz. Taken, Kaz looked like he wanted to offer, but elected to hold back, and good thing he did. That's going to move the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. Kaz led the team in batting average, on-base percentage, runs, walks, and stolen bases this season. So a great year for him. So 3-1 comes in. Pops straight up in the infield on the left side. Third baseman Reimold coming in. He's going to make the catch, so a leadoff double is going to be stranded at second base, and we'll head to the 5th. Galion leads 2-1. Back here in the top of the 5th inning, Galion leads the Settlers 2-1. Settlers looked like they were going to potentially score another run that last inning. Had a leadoff double by Nathan Dill, but after a strikeout, a pop-out, and a fly-out, he was stranded on second base. So the Settlers have stranded 5 runners in this game, and they stranded 8 in their first matchup. First pitch taken for a ball. It's going to be Andrew Stone in the batter's box. He grounds that ball slowly to short. Pena coming in, makes a throw on the run stretch. Not in time as Stone beats out the infield single. A great stretch by Nathan Dill over there at first base.
Third. Where did you hit that ball?
So run on first base for Stone. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Christopher Jordan. So he tries to lay down a sac bunt. He does over to first base. Dill just going to stop and tag Jordan as Jordan tried to evade the tag, but ended up falling over. So one away, runner at second base after the sacrifice bunt from Jordan. Going to bring up Michael Rodriguez. Rodriguez, 2 for 2 today. Has 2 doubles. Remember back in the third inning, he did double and had a runner on, but the runner was cut down at home plate by Dylan Ott in left field. So dangerous hitter at the plate so far. First pitch misses inside for ball number 1. Rodriguez scored the second run of the game for the Graders back in the first inning. So might try to see McCauley try to work around Rodriguez. So he laces that ball down the left field line, but hooking foul and off that left field fence near the bullpen. Might not be able to see all the bullpen guys sitting out there relaxing for now. Doesn't even account at 1 ball and 1 strike. Call comes set and the 1-1. Chopped over to first base. Dill, great job blocking it, keeping the ball right in front of him. Keeping that ball in the infield for out number 2. So 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Runner over at third base in Stone. We'll bring up Jacob Reimold, the third baseman. Reimold 0 for 1 today. Had a walk in the first inning and reached on an error by the shortstop Pena back in the third. So after conceding the leadoff single, Stone stands over at third base with 2 away. First pitch, swing and a miss from Reimold. Be the 4th consecutive inning that the Graders got their leadoff man aboard. Pitch misses low and outside. It looked like McCauley slipped a little bit on that delivery. Is catcher Harper going to go out and check on him, make sure he's all right. Reimold, the Greenville, Pennsylvania native. He was 3-sport athlete in high school: baseball, basketball, and golf. He's actually the region player of the year in basketball, so not only a great baseball player, but great basketball player as well as the 1-1 comes in. Chopped to short. Pena with a great play up the middle. The off-balance throw to first base. Scoop by Dill. What a play from Eddie Pena. Goes up the middle, catches it, spins, and fires over to first base to retire the side. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Graders lead 2-1. Back here in the bottom of the 5th inning from Don Edwards Park, Galion Graders lead 2-1 over the Licking County Settlers. Graders got a leadoff man aboard last inning, but could not bring him in, leaving him on base. Inning ended with a great play up the middle by Eddie Pena. So we're at the top of the order for the Settlers, and Jacob Margroff as he first pitch swinging, fouls it straight back. So goes down the count, no balls and 1 strike. Margroff today singled in the 1st inning, stole 2nd, advanced to 3rd on a wild pitch, but was stranded and struck out back in the 3rd. 2nd pitch taken low and away. Margroff tried to check, and he did. It's going to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. De La Cruz out there for his 3rd inning of work today. 1-1. Margroff attempted a bunt, pulled it back, but was taken for a strike. Not happy with the call. So we've seen Margroff have 2 bunt-based hits this season. He had 1 in the first game on Friday. He had 1 yesterday, leading off the game, the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike number 3. Jacob Margroff goes down swinging, and that's going to be strikeout number 4 for De La Cruz today. That'll bring up Eddie Pena, shortstop from Fresno State. He's 1 for 2 today. Had a single in the 3rd inning, struck out in the 1st, had that great play at shortstop to end the top half of the 5th. First pitch from De La Cruz. Swing and a miss from Pena. Pena went the JUCO route, coming out of high school. He takes low and away. Went to Fresno City Community College for his first 2 seasons before transferring to be a Bulldog. Hit .312 and .320 respectively in his 2 seasons of JUCO. So he fouls out 1 straight back count, moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Saw limited action this season for the Bulldogs. Hit .333, only appeared in 8 games. This 1-2 comes in from De La Cruz. Misses high for a ball, so that's going to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two 2 offering. Low in the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Pena works the count full. As we've seen a lot today, a lot of full counts from De La Cruz. His 5th full count, 3 innings, 3-2. Swung on, popped up. Not going to have enough room for the first baseman, Donato, and that's going to get on the pavement right behind the field. So we'll do the 3-2 once again here once they all get set. Three-2 from De La Cruz. Taken low for a ball. That's going to be a walk. Eddie Pena is going to be aboard. So 2 consecutive at-bats for Pena, and he's been on twice. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Dylan Ott from the University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh. Ott, one of the best hitters on that Titan team. Hit .343. This game, he is 0 for 1. He got hit by a pitch last at-bat and struck out in the 1st. So he stands in with a runner aboard, takes first pitch for a ball. Ott had 2 hits in the opening game on Friday. Had a blooper down the right field line, laced one into left field. So he hits that ball right up the middle. That's going to be Jordan. He flips to second, over to first. 6-4-3 double play at Rackamut. And just like that, the Graders are out of the 5th inning. So we head to the 6th. Licking County down 2-1. Back here in the top of the sixth, Galion leads Licking County 2-1. Galion, 2 runs on 7 hits. No errors. Settlers, 1 run on 3 hits with 1 error. De La Cruz steps in, takes first pitch high for a ball. No, this is not De La Cruz, the pitcher. This is his brother, Juan De La Cruz. See, tries to check his swing. We're checked down to first base. No, says first base umpire Don Hammond. That one probably about as close as you get. De La Cruz went down to a knee, but able to keep his wrist behind the plate. He takes for ball number 2. 2-0 for McCauley. Taken for a strike. De La Cruz has his brother on the team. Probably the first time they've played together since high school is. Jose's going to Manhattan College, and Juan plays at, ooh, watch out. Juan plays at Oklahoma Wesleyan as he shoots that ball into the first base grader dugout. You see some of the graders jumping out of the way. That one, a little friendly fire. That moves the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swung on, grounded right back up the middle. That'll be Pena. Pena ranging to his left. Makes the throw over to first base. Great range by Eddie Pena over there at shortstop to retire De La Cruz for the first out. Seems like just about every inning, Eddie Pena getting his hands on the ball and making a spectacular play as that ball was literally hit right back up the middle. McCauley just getting out of the way, and 1 will be away. Now hitting is going to be Todd Sikowski. So he takes his first pitch high for a ball. Sikowski 0 for 1 today. He had a fielder's choice back in the first inning and walked in the 4th. Sikowski swings on to the right side. That's going to get through into right field as Sikowski is on board with his first hit of the ball game. We'll bring up the catcher, David Massey. Massey, 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, and 1 swinging in this game. Sikowski over at first base is a threat to run. He stole second in the first inning, was picked off, got himself into a rundown in the 4th. His first pitch from McCauley, low and in the dirt. McCauley checked on him quite a bit last time he got on base. So we'll see if he elects to go that route once again. See Sikowski getting a comfortable lead over there at first base as McCauley comes set, checks the runner. There it is. See if he can get him leaning again. I'm sure Sikowski will be a little more cognizant of McCauley over there, trying not to lean too far. He checks on him one more time, back to back, trying to get him stepping the wrong way. It's a little cat and mouse game over there at first base between McCauley and Sikowski. 1-0. Outside for a ball, 2 balls, no strikes. Damon Massey, one of 3 West Virginia State University Yellow Jackets on this Greater Ball Club. So 2-0 comes in. Swung on and missed. For strike number 1. So it was counted 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the top of the 6th inning here. Graders lead 2-1. We're going to play 9 here in the first game, and we're going to play 7 in the second game. There's supposed to be some weather coming in. Beautiful day right now. As McCauley misses 3 balls and 1 strike. Be a little wary of Sikowski over there on first base, but getting behind the hitter in Massey. 3 balls and 1 strike. He comes set, fires, misses one more time. Ball number 4. So there's going to be 2 aboard, first and second, with 1 away for the Graders. Vince Donato coming to the plate now, the first baseman from Highland Heights, Ohio. He is 2 for 2 today. He had a single in the second, then added another single in the 4th. So he's singled in both plate appearances, and he steps in. Big spot here, first and second, 1 out. His team leads by 1. McCauley comes set and delivers. First pitch taken for a strike. So we've seen Sikowski try to steal second twice. Have yet to see him try to steal third, so be on the lookout. See if he tries to take one as Sabathik tries to hold him on second. Second pitch taken for a strike once again. So after giving up a single and a walk, McCauley bounces back and gets up in the count early. No balls and 2 strikes. Donato didn't see any action this year for Youngstown State, so trying to make the most of it here in the Great Lakes League. As we're going to get time. Catcher Chad Harper heading out to the mound to talk to his pitcher McCauley, go over their signs. Obviously, you got a runner on second base right now. Just make sure they're on the same page with what they want to do here to Donato. Donato 2 for 2 already today. Donato actually came out of high school. Prep Baseball Report ranked him as the top first baseman in the state of Ohio. You see McCauley checking on Sikowski over there at second base. Probably something that him and Harper had just talked about, just to kind of keep the runner there as they talk about their plan of attack for Donato. The 0-2 misses outside as Harper looked like he might try to throw over at first base, but elected not to. McCauley comes set. Checks the runner at second, the 1-2 offering. Swing on and miss, strike number 3. Great pitch from McCauley. Blew the fastball right by him for his second strikeout today, and that's going to have 2 outs now for the number 9 hitter, Seamus Keneally. He's playing center field today. He's 0 for 2. He popped up to the pitcher in the second and grounded out to Pimentel in the 4th. So 2 aboard here with 2 outs for Keneally as he swings and through that first pitch from McCauley. McCauley trying to keep this ball game at a 1-run game for his Settlers. Got himself into a bit of a jam after conceding a single to Zakowski and walked Massey, but able to get another hitter as he bounces back with another strike, gets ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes, so right where you want to be if you're McCauley. Sikowski stands over on second. Massey over at first. McCauley trying to strand both of them here in the top of the 6th inning. Pitch taken high and outside. Good pitch from McCauley, trying to get Keneally to chase 0-2, see if he can extend the zone from home plate umpire Don Diem. As he checks over at Sikowski, as we said. Sikowski, a threat to run. He has a stolen base today, was picked off first. Has yet to try to steal third. Nevertheless, Sikowski is still paying attention. The 1-2. Fouled off. It's a good pitch from McCauley right under the hands of Keneally, trying to get him to swing and miss, but Keneally able to battle and foul that one straight back. Keneally part of that Marietta College team where the Pioneers finished 27-18. Started 40 out of 44 games. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for McCauley. Gets them out of the jam. And we head to the bottom of the 6th. Settlers trail 2-1. Bottom of the 6th inning, Settlers coming to bat. They're going to have Pimentel, Roberts, and Dill due up in their owner. They trail 2-1 as De La Cruz back out for his 4th inning of work. First pitch taken high for a ball. That was an off-speed pitch. Didn't quite break back into the zone. Pimentel stands in. 0 for 1 today. Had a walk in the first. Struck out in the third. He takes for a strike. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pimentel, the Lee University product. It's from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. He takes low for another ball. Pimentel, one of the best hitters in the Gulf Shore Conference. As he takes high, 3 balls and 1 strike. Hit 372 with the Flames. That was good for 7th in the Gulf Shore Conference. He was actually 3rd in the conference in doubles. He had 17 doubles. As he loops one out down the left field line. That's going to drop. Fair ball as Pimentel hustling down to first base. Thought about turning, but elects to hold. As a strong throw from Sikowski. So leadoff man aboard with that single from Pimentel, and that'll bring up Garrett Roberts, the designated hitter. Roberts today 0 for 2, had a strikeout in the first, and then grounded out too short all the way back in the third. So Settlers able to get the leadoff man aboard for the 3rd time in this game. As Roberts pops one high down the right field line. Right fielder Stone coming in. He's not going to get there. Second baseman Rodriguez tries to lay out, but it hits off his glove and fouls into fair territory. That was going to be a tough play for both Stone and Rodriguez. Rodriguez got to the spot but couldn't quite make the sliding catch. And Roberts is going to stay up after the foul ball. Roberts been a Licking County Settler fan for a long time. Said he always wanted to play here. Had an offer to play in Florida this summer, but once Licking County came calling, decided to stay home. As he shoots one into left field. Sikowski going back at the wall. Off the Pepsi sign in left field. Roberts is going to head into second with a stand-up double. Settlers threatening here. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Nathan Dill coming to the plate now. Dill 1 for 2 today. Struck out looking in the second. Hit a leadoff double back in the fourth. Settlers couldn't get him around. So Dill in a big spot here. 2 runners aboard, no out. Settlers down by 1. You see a catcher going down that first base line towards the bullpen. Graders trying to get some arms loose. Here's De La Cruz, finds himself in a jam. De La Cruz opting to go from the windup. Misses low in the dirt. Great block by Massey to keep that ball right in front of him. 1 ball and no strikes. Dill starting the game today. Did not start the first game. Starting over there at first base. Had a couple nice picks off throws from his infielders. He's ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Ball misses outside once again. Dill ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Dill, the Fort Collins, Colorado native. He goes to Butler University. Him and Jacob Margroff, obviously teammates. So we get a mound visit. The catcher Massey and the second baseman Rodriguez probably talking about maybe a pick play over there at second. We got Roberts over there with a runner in front of him, probably not expecting anything coming his way, but you never know when you see those infielders coming in. Right side of the infield playing in, left side playing straight up. This ball misses once again. 3 balls and no strikes. Dill ahead in the count. First base is open. Graders go once again right side and left field, left side back. So he takes right down the middle for a strike. They'll probably just trying to work that walk and now get a 3-1 count. Runners on second and third. Nobody out. So he tries to shoot that ball down the right side, fouls it straight back. Moves the count to full. Pimentel over on third. Roberts on second. Settlers down by 1. Full count. Here to Nathan Dill. De La Cruz steps off. Wind up and the pitch. Grounded towards third base. Just foul. Pimentel had to get out of the way of that one. We'll do a full count once again. Wind up and the pitch from De La Cruz. Chop towards third base. Pimentel's going to try it. He's going to make it all the way home. Bad throw from the third baseman, Reimold, and Dill's going to be safe at first off the E5. And the Settlers tie this game up at 2 apiece. So mark that one, E6 in the scorebooks. Runners on first and second now for Brendan Alice. Alice 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to short in the second and struck out in the 4th inning. Raiders opted to go double play depth up the middle. Third baseman playing straight up. First baseman playing in as Alice skies this one down the third base line. Third baseman Reimold giving chase, and he's just going to run out of room. The ball ends up in the picnic tables right there next to that third base dugout. Nearly caught by a dog sitting down there. The dog got real excited when he saw that ball bouncing right in front of him. 0-1 count now to Alice. She stands in with 2 runners aboard. First and second base, Roberts over at second, Dill at first. See, flares that one to left field. Going to be a tough play for Sikowski, but he's going to make it. Great closing speed by the left fielder. And Alice is retired for the first out here in this inning. Jack Harper coming up late now, the catcher from West Virginia. Goes to West Liberty University. Harper 0 for 2 today. Had a strikeout in the second and popped up on that sacrifice bunt attempt in the 4th. Right back to the pitcher. Harper stands in with 2 runners aboard. As he takes curveball inside. Looked like it was about to hit him, but broke back over towards the plate. Not enough, says home plate umpire Dan Diem. Harper hit .257 with the Hilltoppers this season. Hilltoppers 21-28. A bit of a down year. He started 24 games behind the plate. 1-0. Skied into right field. Stone coming in. Rodriguez going out. Rodriguez is going to come under it and fire that back in. So back-to-back pop-outs for the Settlers here in the bottom of the 6th.
Shouldn't be 2-2.
It's going to bring up Kaz Sabazic. Sabazic 0 for 1 today. He walked back in the 3rd. He scored the first run of the game. Stole second, moved to 3rd on a balk, and Eddie Pena drove him in. Then popped up to 3rd, back in the 4th. Takes his first pitch high and inside for ball number 1. De La Cruz trying to get out of this jam, only conceding 1 run as he misses once again. 2 balls and no strikes. Inning started with a single by Pimentel. Roberts doubled off the left field wall. Nathan Dill had an RBI in his E6. As that pitch taken for a strike by Kaz. So Settlers had first and second, nobody out, but back-to-back pop-outs by Alice and Harper leave them with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. Game tied at 2 apiece. 2-1. Curveball comes right back in to the strike zone, evens that count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. De La Cruz featuring a tight breaking ball. Today we've seen it plenty of times, starting right at the right-handed hitters, breaking back in, going back into the zone outside on the lefties. So 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, game tied at 2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sabazic in a big spot right here. Just gets a piece of that curveball once again. We were just talking about how we've seen that curveball a lot from De La Cruz today. And Sabazic fights off. Good pitch. Sabazic, great hitter this season for Monroe Community College at .429 for the Tribunes. As he grounds that ball to Rodriguez at short. Rodriguez picks it up, fires to first base, and that's going to end the threat here in the 6th. Settlers able to push one across. They tie this ball game up as we head to the 7th. Back here in the top of the 7th inning, Galion and Licking County tied at 2 apiece. McCauley is going to be back out on the mound for his 5th inning of work. So he works on Andrew Stone. First pitch taken for a ball. Do it for the Graders. Stone, Jordan, and Rodriguez here in their half of the 7th inning. Top of the 7th. As he lines one to Eddie Pena at shortstop. Nice piece of hitting by Stone. Hit that one on the nose, but we got a man there. And Eddie Pena. And one quick out here for the Graders. We're at Chris Jordan, the shortstop. Jordan today, 1 for 1. Hit a single back in the first. Walked in the third. And a sacrifice bunt as he chops, maybe broke his bat right back to McCauley. Flip over to Dill at first. A quick 2 outs here in this 7th. McCauley working quick here in this 5th inning of work.
What?
Going to bring up Michael Rodriguez for the Graders. Rodriguez, 2 for 3 today. Has a pair of doubles in the 1st and the 3rd, and popped up to the first baseman back in the 5th. First pitch from McCauley. First pitch swinging for Rodriguez as he fouls it onto the left side. Rodriguez, the Rio Grande, Ohio native. Played for the university there, the Red Storm, 26 and 26. So that pitch that was swung on by Rodriguez. So no balls and 2 strikes. Here's McCauley looking to get a quick 7th inning of work. He misses low and outside. Waste pitch from McCauley into Rodriguez. John McCauley, the former All-State honorable mention back in high school, had 70 strikeouts and 41 innings of work as he fires strike 3 for John McCauley. McCauley puts down the Graders 1, 2, 3 in the 7th, and we're going to stretch. Game tied at 2.
Oh.
New pitcher here in the bottom of the 7th inning for the Graders is going to be Wyatt Larimer, the Kent State University product. We'll get you some stats on him here in just a second as he throws his first pitch into Jacob Margroff, top of the order. Due up for the Settlers, it's Margroff, Pena, and Ott. All due up is we take that first pitch for a ball. Second pitch high. Be taken for ball number 2. It's Margroff ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Margroff today 1 for 3, had a single, a bunt single back in the first as he takes once again for a ball. 3 balls and no strikes. Had a bunt single in the first, 2 strikeouts in the 3rd and the 5th. Larimer just finished up his freshman year as he comes in the game and immediately walks Margroff. So good speed aboard. And Jacob Margroff, 2 stolen bases on the year. He's 2 for 2. That's going to bring up Eddie Pena as we get a mound visit from Graders pitching coach. Some stats on Pena today. Pena is 1 for 2. Struck out in the first inning, singled in the 3rd. That was an RBI single, if you remember, starting off the scoring for the Settlers, and then walked in the 5th. So you can close the book on De La Cruz. He went 4 innings of work, giving up 2 runs, both earned, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 1 hit by pitch. Looks like Larimer did not get any action this year for Kent State. His freshman season from Lake Milton, Ohio. His first pitch to Pena misses high and inside, so 5 consecutive balls out of the pen. More on Larimer. He's a 4-year student athlete at Berlin Center Western Reserve High School. He played baseball and football. As Pena shows bunt, third baseman Reimold's starting to creep in, but Larimer steps off. Larimer was first team All-League all 4 baseball seasons. He was first team All-State Division IV Northeast Ohio Pitcher of the Year in his senior year. As Pena shows bunt once again. Margroff off, heading into second. Throw down, not in time. As Margroff with his second stolen base in this game. And the Settlers have a man in scoring position with nobody out here at the bottom of the seventh. That pitch missed high. That's going to be ball number 2. Lammer career record in high school, 26-2, 243 strikeouts, an ERA of 0.62. Incredible ERA. As he misses one more time, Lammer, 7 consecutive balls, has not thrown a strike yet.
Wind's starting to pick up from
We get a meeting on the mound. Catcher heads out there. Corner infielders talking about what they want to do, trying to settle their greater pitcher down. Margroff stands over on second base. Pena at the plate. Pena looking for his second RBI today. Pena fouls back that pitch. Got the green light on 3-0 after seeing 7 consecutive balls. Lose count now to 3 balls and 1 strike. Dylan Ott on deck. Pimentel in the hole. Got the meat of the settler order coming up here following Pena. No outs, 3 balls, 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th, game tied at 2. Runner on second base, 3-1. Fouled back once again, so that meeting on the mound to settle down Larimer wants to work as he threw 2 consecutive strikes, both found back by Pena. Pena right on both of those. Larimer shakes off his catcher Massey a couple times, now comes set. Checks on Margroff at second. The 3-2 to Pena. Pena swing and a miss. Strike 3 for Wyatt Larimer. Comes in and strikes out Pena. Pena checking on if that would have been a strike, but he goes down 1 out. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Dylan Ott. Dylan 0 for 2 today. Had a strikeout in the first. Hit by a pitch in the third and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play back in the 5th. He stands in a big spot now with Margroff on second base. Pitch from Larimer. Catches the inside corner. Looks like a curveball for strike number 1. As you hear the slow clap starting from the Settler faithful here. They know this is a big spot. That leadoff walk from Margroff. Ott skies that one straight back. It's going to get out of play and up on top of the press box here, as you might hear it hitting the roof right above our heads. But Ott finds himself in a hole now. No balls and 2 strikes. Slow clap once again. Dylan Ott, the Wisconsin Oshkosh product. He was 3rd on that Titan team in hitting this season. 349. A big spot right here. As he flares that one to the shortstop, that's Jordan. Makes the easy play. And after a leadoff walk and a steal of second, 2 Settlers have been retired as Larimer tries to get himself out of that leadoff walk, but it'll be Miguel Pimentel staring right back at him. Pimentel 1 for 2 today. He walked in the first, struck out in the third, and then singled in the 6th to lead off that 6th inning. He ended up coming back around to score off the error on Dylan Ott's ground ball to third base. So Pimentel looking for his first RBI today as he gets hit by a pitch right under the helmet. Looked like that might have got him in the neck area. But Pimentel just going to take off his shin guard and elbow guard and trot down to first base with a hit by pitch. That's going to put 2 aboard now for Garrett Roberts. Garrett, if you remember, had that big double last inning following the single from Pimentel. Robert 1 for 3 today, Single or double in the 6th. Struck out in the 1st and grounded out to short in the 3rd. So Roberts in a big spot. 2 aboard here, 2 outs. Game tied at 2, bottom 7. He nearly took one off the left elbow pad. He evades it for ball number 1. Lammer started this inning with a leadoff walk and then got behind Eddie Pena. 3 balls and no strikes. Came back around to strike him out and retired the next hitters. He comes inside once again.
Oh my goodness.
So after hitting Miguel Pimentel,
He's trying to kill the players.
Larimer coming inside twice to Garrett Roberts. You see the left fielder, Sikowski, playing about 5 steps off the warning track. Roberts went off the wall last time. Comes inside once again, hits Garrett Roberts.
What is wrong?
But no, it looks like the umpire is going to say he leaned into it, apparently. So that's going to be 3 balls and no strikes as umpire says Garrett Roberts leaned over the plate. You saw the frustration from Larimer on the mound. That's going to be ball number 4. So second walk here in this second inning is going to load him up for Nathan Dill as you hear those dilly chants from the crowd. Dill playing first base today. He's 1 for 3. Struck out in the second, had a double in the 4th, and then reached on an error in the 6th inning, but had that RBI that tied this game up. So Dill looking for his 2nd RBI today. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, game tied at 2. Larimer electing to go from the windup as Dill swings and misses through that first off-speed pitch. Larimer fooling Dill. Dill, the Butler University product. His teammate Jacob Margroff stands on third. Margroff would be the go-ahead run, the 0-1. Dill loses his bat and it goes flying down the third base line as it goes over the Settler dugout and near some fans over there. Dill maybe needs to get a little bit more pine tar as you see one of the young Settler fans picking up that bat, handing it back to the Settler dugout. And
oh my God.
Dill taking a big hack, but he's down 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Game tied at 2. Bases loaded. Nathan Dill. 0-2. Taken, just misses on that outer half. You saw Larimer wanted that call, but not a strike, says Dan Diem. The 1-2 pitch. Taken high. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. We are tied at 2. Larimer in the windup. Pitch. Strike 3. So Nathan Dill retired on strikes. And that's going to end the threat here in the 7th inning. We'll head to the 8th. We're still tied at 2. Due up here in the top of the 8th inning for the Graders will be Reimold, De La Cruz, and Sikowski. Game tied at 2 between the Galion Graders and the Licking County Settlers. It's going to be Macaulay back out for his 6th inning of work. First pitch to Reimold, swung on and missed for strike number 1. Reimold today 0 for 2, had a walk in the first, reached on an error in the 3rd, and grounded out to short in the 5th. So he fouls that one off to the right side, so very quickly Reimold in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. Quick inning, last inning for the Graders. Macaulay got out 1, 2, 3. As Reimold shoots that one into left field. Coming on is Dylan Ott, and he will make the catch for out number 1. So that's 6 consecutive batters that Macaulay has retired. As Juan De La Cruz comes up. He's 1 for 3 today. Had a single in the first, grounded into a double play in the 3rd, and grounded out to short in the 6th inning. So he swings and misses on that first pitch from Macaulay. One to De La Cruz. Taken for a strike. Macaulay in a zone right now. Got out of the 7th inning in 8 pitches. Retired Reimold in 3 and now head 0-2 as De La Cruz fouls that one down the right field line. Macaulay really starting to settle in now here in these later innings. This is lone outside for ball number 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here in a 2-2 ball game. Top of the 8th inning. That one misses low and outside. Ball number 2. It's going to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Juan De La Cruz. His Oklahoma Wesleyan Eagles lost the NAIA tournament opening round to Freed Hardman twice. De La Cruz played in 36 games this year for the Eagles. Team that went 53-8 over the years. He takes 3 consecutive balls, so after being up in the count, no balls and 2 strikes, Macaulay brings it back to full after 3 straight balls, low and outside. Full count, 1 out here on the top of the 8th inning. Macaulay shakes off his catcher, Harper, and goes into the windup. Fouled off once again by De La Cruz, so a nice battle from Juan. Of course, his brother pitched earlier today, Jose. Don't go to the same college. Jose going to Manhattan. Juan was Oklahoma Wesleyan. Full 2, 3-2. Flared into right field. That's going to be a tough play for Alice coming in, but it's going to be Sobozic. Cuts him off right in front, so maybe a little miscommunication out there by the right fielder and the second baseman, but the play is made nonetheless, and there are 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. It's going to bring up Todd Sikowski. Sikowski today, 1 for 2, grounded into a fielder's choice. Back in the first, walked in the 4th, and singled in the 6th inning. He stands in that right-handed batter's box, and he flies this one down the first base line. Harper gives chase, but that one's going to land right on top of the Grader dugout, as you hear the smack of the ball on top of the dugout. As Macaulay gets on top of another Grader hitter. Yeah, 1 from Macaulay. Taken low for a ball. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 7 consecutive hitters retired by Macaulay. So he gets that one chopped down the third baseline. Pimentel with the backhand fires over to first base. Not able to pick it is Nathan Dill, and they're going to send him to second base. Throw coming from Harper, not in time. So mark that one an E5 over there by Pimentel. Pimentel threw it in the dirt as they got De La Cruz. Nobody covering third base. Heads up play by Sikowski to take third base. So just like that, 2 away, runner at third base off the E6. Excuse me, E5 by Pimentel. And we're going to get a mound visit to Michael Sandman walking out to talk to McCulley. McCulley had retired 7 consecutive greater hitters before that error on Sikowski's ground ball. McCulley hasn't given up a run today. So in 5 2/3 scoreless innings, trying to get out of this 8th inning unscathed.
Is that defensive indifference? It's the only thing I think number 3 for them.
Looks like
Jacob Hoover.
We might have a pinch hitter here. Jacob Hoover is going to pinch hit for the catcher Massey. Hoover getting his first at-bat in this ball game. So he swung on, shot right at Eddie Pena. The one-hopper fires over to first base. Going to have to be a pick by Dill, and he does. Side is retied. So after the error on that ground ball, the Settlers are able to still get out of this inning, allowing no runs. We head to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 2.
I don't have a Hoover. Breaking up.
Bottom of the 8th here in Don Edwards Park. Do it for the Settlers. Going to be Alice, Harper, and Sabazic here in this game, tied at 2 apiece. As Alice first pitch swinging down that third base line. It's going to get over the grandstand and into foul territory. To make a correction last inning, that was not Jacob Hoover that grounded to shortstop. That was Cole Andrews.
Sorry.
Going to mix up with the rosters. The second pitch taken for a strike. Gets down in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes to Brendan Alice. Alice today 0 for 3, ground to short in the second, struck out in the 4th, and flew out to left back in the 6th as he takes the 0-2 pitch inside for ball number 1. Ball shot in between third and short, so Alice is aboard with a lead-off single for the Settlers. So once again, for the 3rd consecutive inning, Settlers able to get the lead-off man aboard. It's going to have the catcher, Chad Harper. Harper today also 0 for 3. Had a strikeout in the second, popped up to the pitcher, back in the fourth on a sacrifice bunt attempt, and then flew out to the second baseman down the right field line. So Chad looking for his first hit in a Settler uniform, getting the start in this game. As Lammer steps off. Settlers had a golden opportunity to score last inning as Jacob Margroff led the way with a walk, stole second. Ended up getting to third base. Then there's a pitch out, checking on Alice. You see the third baseman in Reimold charging. Harper's ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Margroff made the third base, had a strikeout, a fly out. You had the bases loaded at one point, but Nathan Dill ended up striking out with a go-ahead run on third. His attempt by Harper to sacrifice bunt missed by the catcher. Andrews hit the umpire right in the chest, and Alice is going to go to second base. That's Dan Diem behind the plate, taking that ball right off the chest protector. Might have got it off that left bicep as well, as you see him kind of shaking that left arm out a little bit. Andrews just entering the game for Massey in that last at-bat in the top of the 8th. So 2-0 to Chad Harper. Runner on second. That's the go-ahead run. Corners in for the Graders. Harper squares around a bunt. One more time, pulls it back, squares back around, tries to bunt. Looks like he was able to pull it back, so it's going to be 3 balls and no strikes. Chad Harper ahead in the count. Lammer, the pitcher, had some control struggles early on that last inning. Walked Margroff on 4 straight pitches, then got behind to Pena. 3 balls and no strikes before inevitably striking him out as a 3-0. Harper swinging, fouls it straight back. Moves count now to 3 balls and 1 strike. Lammer also hit Pimentel and then walked Garrett Roberts on 4 straight pitches, so he's been struggling a little bit with his control. So he finds himself in a jam once again. Runner on second base in Alice. Nobody out as Harper calls time ahead in the count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Bottom of the 8th. Game tied at 2 apiece. Settlers looking for the go-ahead run here to take it into the ninth. Harper squares around a bunt once again. Does lay it down the third base line, but it's going to go foul. So full count to Chad Harper with that go-ahead run standing on second base. Harper, a former All-West Virginia Class 3A first team as a senior. Hit .463 that year. Now going into his junior year at West Liberty. Skied into center field as Keneally gives chase. He starts coming in. Second baseman Rodriguez goes back, and he's going to make the play. So Harper retired for a 4th time today. And Alice stays on second. That'll be Kaz Sobozic stepping into that left-handed batter's box now. Sobozic 0 for 2 today. He walked in the 3rd inning, came around later to score the first run of the game for the Settlers. Pop up to 3rd in the 4th, then grounded to 2nd back in the 6th inning. So Alice stays on second base. 1 away, tie ball game at 2, bottom 8. Sobozic takes first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Lammer bringing back that curveball, catching that outer half. That one's going to miss on the outside. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lammer on the hill, the former Northeast Ohio Pitcher of the Year, trying to get himself out of a jam for a 2nd consecutive inning. The 1-1. Misses inside. Good take by Sobozic. That's going to even count. Move the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Lammer checks his runner on second. Comes set. Tries to come back with that curveball in the outer half, looking for that call, not going to get it. That's going to move the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. So Sabazic ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner on second in Alice. Game tied at 2.
Come on, get this hit.
The 3-1. Taking ball 4. He's going to walk Sabazic on 5 pitches. That's going to put runners on first and second. Top of the order coming up in Jacob Margroff. Margroff today 1 for 3. Had a single in the first inning. Struck out in the 3rd and the 5th. And then walked last inning in the 7th. Looks like we're going to get a call to the pen as Larimer's day is done. Larimer's going to leave 2 runners aboard. We'll be back with the new pitcher for the Graders. Stay right here. New pitcher for the Graders here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to be Nick Smith, the Mentor, Ohio native. Goes to Baldwin Wallace College. Pitched 29 innings this year, his freshman season. A 4.66 ERA, and he finds himself in a bit of a jam to Wyatt Larimer. Left 2 runners aboard, first and second. Leadoff hitter Jacob Margroff up. He squares to bunt, takes first pitch on the outer half for a strike. Larimer went 1 1/3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts on 37 pitches, and he leaves 2 runners aboard here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Game tied at 2 apiece. Corners in right now for Jacob Margroff, the Butler University product. He laces one into left center. Sikowski goes back at the track, makes the running catch, and runners are going to hold right there at first and second. So a good piece from Jacob Margroff, but Sikowski with good speed, playing fairly deep, makes the running catch onto the warning track. So it's going to be first and second with 2 away here for Eddie Pena, the shortstop from Fresno State University. Eddie 1 for 3 today, has a pair of strikeouts, a single, and a walk. He also had the first RBI for the Settlers in this ball game. So Eddie in a big spot here with 2 on and 2 out. Settlers already leaving 10 men aboard as Eddie takes his first pitch for a strike. So 8 left on base in game number 1, 10 left on base here today. Smith gets his signs. Checks runner at second base and delivers the 0-1. Taken once again for a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Very quickly to Eddie Pena. So Smith coming right in, gets a flyout from Margroff. Now ahead 0-2 on Pena. 2 runners aboard. Here in the 8th inning, score tied at 2 apiece. The 0-2 swung on and flared into left. It could drop. It does! Just past the outstretched arm of Jordan. And Brendan Ellis is going to score. Eddie Pena with his second RBI today. He might have broke his bat, but he hit it just out of the reach of the shortstop, Jordan. And the Settlers take a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That's going to bring up Dylan Ott, Wisconsin Oshkosh baseball player. Dylan 0 for 3 today, had a strikeout, a ground out, a pop out, and was hit by a pitch. So Dylan looking for his first hit today, had 2 on Friday night. As he breaks his bat, ground ball to third base. Third baseman Reimel just going to step on the bag and head into the dugout, but not before the Settlers take a 3-2 lead here in the 9th inning, and we'll be back. New pitcher on for the Settlers. It's going to be Sam Stewart, the Jefferson College player, in for the save. He's going to have to go up against Donato, Keneally, and Stone. First pitch grounded right back to Stewart, but it hit the foot, it looked like, of Donato. So we're getting a foul ball here. Stewart committed to Oral Roberts University. He's going to be attending there next year. The pitcher utility man through 19 1/3 for Jefferson College this year. Gave up 15 hits, 8 runs for those earned. 13 walks, 22 strikeouts, and posted a 1.86 ERA. So he's in for the save here for the Settlers. Second pitch taken for a strike. A nice breaking ball from Stewart as he had Donato fooled. Donato today 2 for 3, has a pair of singles and a strikeout. He finds himself behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch fouled straight back from Donato. Donato from Highland Heights, Ohio. He's going to be attending Johnson County Community College this next fall. It's in Kansas. Is a nationally ranked junior college program. The 0-2 pitch. Flared down the first base line, but out of play once again. So Donato battling right now, seeing his graders down for the first time today, 3-2. Settlers finally putting one across the board in that last half of the inning. Off the RBI broken bat single. As that ball grounded towards third, it's Pimentel. He picks it up, fires over to first base. Unable to pick it is Dill, and leadoff runner aboard in Donato. It's going to be an E5 on Pimentel, his second error today. So with one runner aboard, that's going to bring up Seamus Keneally. Keneally today 0 for 3, had a pop-up, a ground out, and a strikeout. So Sam Stewart tries to get him for a 4th time today. You can close the book on McCauley. Today McCauley went 6 good innings as Keneally shows to bunt, takes it in the dirt. McCauley went 6 innings of work, gave up no runs, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and is in line for the win right now. McCauley with an excellent outing, his first appearance in a Settler uniform. Checks over at first base on Donato. Keneally, the Marietta College. Pioneers finished this year 27-18, eliminated by Otterbein in the OAC Conference Tournament. Second pitch high and inside. Stewart trying to come back in with that curveball, but it's going to move the count to 2 balls and no strikes. So 1 runner aboard, 2 balls and no strikes. Settlers up by 1, top of the 9th inning. Stewart on to try to get the save. Shows bunt one more time. Misses outside for ball number 3. So Stewart gets behind in the count, 3 balls and no strikes. Misses one more time, so ball number 4. First 2 runners reach base here in the top of the 9th. Runners at first and second, and it's going to be the top of the order. And Andrew Stone. Looks like we might be getting actually a pinch hitter here. Nope, a pinch runner. We have a pinch runner, that's Tyler Pavone, Riverdale, New Jersey native, goes to Post University. He's going to go into pinch run at second base for Donato. So he goes in and runs for Donato. First pitch, Andrew Stone taken low for a ball. So after getting ahead of Donato, no balls and 2 strikes, he reaches on an error, and now 5 consecutive balls to greater hitters. The 1-0. Inside, ball 2. As Stewart throws another ball. We're going to get time from catcher Chad Harper. Going to go try and settle down Stewart, who came out of the gate rolling. Got ahead in the count, but the error by the third baseman Pimentel put Donato on, and it's been balls ever since. Stone finished second on his West Virginia State University Yellow Jacket team in batting average, led the team in runs, second in RBI. So one of the better hitters on that team. He bats in the leadoff spot here for the Graders is another ball. 3 balls and no strikes to the second consecutive hitter. And Stewart is 1 pitch away from loading the bases here in the top of the ninth. The 3-0. Misses once again, ball 4, so back-to-back walks is going to load the bases here as we're going to get a mound visit from pitching coach Michael Sandman as he sees his closer, Sam Stewart. The base is loaded here with nobody out at the top of the ninth. It's going to bring to the plate Chris Jordan after the mound visit. Jordan today, 1 for 3. Had a single, a walk, a sacrifice, then a ground out back to the pitcher. So Sam Stewart finds himself in a jam, and this is the best opportunity the Graders have had today. We saw McCauley shut down that offensive attack. Graders scored 2 in the first inning. First inning happened yesterday before we had some rain and eventually the cancellation. We're back here today to finish the first game. We will play the second game. Second game will only be 7 innings. There's some weather supposed to come through the area, so hopefully we'll be able to finish all 7 of those innings. That'll be on YouTube streamed as well. First pitch taken for a ball. Make that 9 consecutive balls for Sam Stewart for getting ahead of his first hitter, 0-2. Error allowed, and now hasn't been able to find the zone. Corner infielders in, middle infielders back in double play depth. Finally a strike from Sam Stewart. So after 9 consecutive balls, Sam Stewart finds himself back in the strike zone. He evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Pavone on third, Keneally on second, and Stone on first. The 1-1 inside nearly hits Jordan as he squared around to bunt, threw it behind him. It was a curveball. That moves the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1. Misses high and outside, ball number 3, so Sam Stewart finds himself 1 ball away from walking in this tying run. Ball fouled back. Moves it to full. Sam Stewart, the local baseball players from Granville, Ohio, trying to get out of a jam. Maintain this lead, the 3-2. Swung on and fouled back once again. Great battle by Jordan. The ball flies on the field right behind us. 3 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded. In the top of the 9th inning, nobody out. Settlers lead 3-2. The 3-2. Swung on, laced right up the middle. Pena with a diving stop, knocks it down, but 1 run's going to score. A second run coming around the throw, home from Pena in time. Eddie Pena keeps that ball close by and cuts down the runner in Keneally as the Graders tried to sneak another one, but not before they tie this ball game up. So score that a single for Jordan. Then Keneally gets cut down on the 6-2. So 1 away here, runners on first and second. It's going to be Stone on second, Jordan on first, and that's going to bring up Michael Rodriguez. Rodriguez, 2 doubles today. He's 2 for 4. Had an RBI double in the first inning, scored the second run. And doubled in the third, but last 2 at-bats popped up to first and a strikeout. First pitch taken outside for a ball. The ball chopped down the first base line. To even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here, top of the 9th. Game tied at 3. Settlers not out of the jam yet. The 1-1. Taking a good curveball for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes is a count now to Rodriguez. Was the error on Pimentel that started this inning. After 2 consecutive walks, loaded the bases. As that ball comes inside and hits Rodriguez right on the elbow guard. As you see that elbow guard coming right off. Might have broke the strap on the elbow guard, actually. There's a black piece. You see the hitter throwing that one back towards the dugout. So bases loaded once again. Jacob Reimold to the plate now. Reimold is 0 for 3 today. Had a walk, reached on an error, a ground out, and a fly out. So he pops his first pitch straight back. Reimold finds himself in a big spot here. Bases loaded. Tie ball game, top of the ninth. 1 away, corners in. For the Settlers, middle's back in double play depth. He fouls one back to the backstop once again, and now we're in an 0-2 hole. It's Jacob Reimold. Reimold from Greenville, Pennsylvania. Goes to West Virginia University Technology. As he laces that one to center, hits right at Margroff. Margroff lets it fall. He's going to try to throw that one in. It's going to be cut off by Dill. And just like that, the Graders have retaken the lead with 2 runs here in the top of the 9th inning. An RBI single from Reimold, and the bases are still loaded. It looks like we're going to get a pitching change as Charlie Poole makes his way out to the mound to relieve Sam Stewart. So we're going to get a Settler pitching change, and we'll have that pitching change for you when we come back. New pitcher on the mound for the Settlers. It's going to be the left-hander Spencer Berg. Berg going to Baldwin Wallace College. Pitched 23 innings this season. 19 hits, 9 runs, all of those being earned, 10 walks, 21 strikeouts. Posted a 3.52 ERA, so he's going to come in with the bases loaded and 1 away. His Settler team trails by 1. That ball chopped towards the right side. Going to get past the infield. 1 run's going to score. Alice is going to come up throwing. 2nd run cut down at the plate. A great throw from Brendan Alice. That's the 3rd Grader runner that's been thrown out at home today. and 2 are going to be away, but not before another run scores off the RBI single from De La Cruz.
Who was that got thrown out?
It was Michael Rodriguez that got cut down at home. Brendan Alice with a great throw there, and that's going to bring up Todd Sikowski. Sikowski today, 1 for 3, had a single, reach on a fielder's choice, a walk, and reach on an error. So he's been on base all 4 times today as he takes his first pitch for a strike. But only 1 hit to show for it. Galion leads 5-3 here in the top of the 9th inning after a 3-run outburst as that ball hit into center field shallow, and that's going to score 1. Third base coach holding his runner De La Cruz at third base, and Galion continues to move everybody along.
Nope. Stay right here,
It's going to bring up Cole Andrews. Andrews pinch hit in the 8th inning for Massey. Grounded out Teddy Pena at short, so he comes up with runners on first and third with 2 away here in the top of the 9th. Graders already scored 4 runs here in the 9th inning. Had been held scoreless since the first. First pitch taken for a ball. 1-0 pitch taken for a strike. Evens count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Berg just trying to limit the damage here today. 1-1. Taken in the dirt, ball 2. Brings count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners at the corners. It's De La Cruz on third. Sikowski on first. Andrews at the plate with 2 outs. 6-3 ball game here in the top of the 9th. Pitch misses for another ball. It's going to be 3 balls and 1 strike. This will be the 9th hitter to come to the plate in this 9th inning for the Graders. 3-1 pitch from Burke. Misses once again, ball 4. Good stop by Harper to keep that in front of him. And that is going to be a walk. So bases loaded once again, and the Graders have batted around here in this 9th inning. A team that had not scored since the first. Now have put up a 4 spot after seeing their 2-0 lead evaporate here in the last 3 innings. It's going to be Tyler Pavone at the plate now. He pinch ran for Donato earlier this inning. So he gets down early in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Donato scored what would be the game-tying run. Excuse me, Pavone scored what would be the game-tying run when he pinch ran for Donato earlier this inning, and now getting his first at-bat today. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, laced in between the hole between short and third. De La Cruz is going to score. And 5 runs across the board this inning for the Graders off the RBI single from Pavone. 7-3 ball game. Here as we have a little bit of connection issues, just hang on with us real quick and we'll get those sorted out. I apologize for those technical difficulties. The inning did end with a strikeout of Canale. So after 5 runs come across the board for Galion Graders, they lead the Settlers 7-3. Due up for the Settlers in this half inning, it's going to be Pimentel, Roberts, and Dill. As you see, Pimentel take the first pitch for a ball. Pimentel 1 hit today, walked, struck out, and was hit as he laces that one into center field. Keneally is going to give chase and makes, no, he drops it in his glove. And couldn't quite squeeze it as it's going to go down. Probably is an error. That was in his glove, but couldn't squeeze it close. So E8 on Keneally. So leadoff man aboard. That's going to bring up Garrett Roberts. Roberts doubled back in the 6th inning today. He walked in the 7th, had a strikeout and a ground out. As he breaks his bat up the middle, that could be a double play. No, they're going to go to first and retire Roberts. There's going to be a tough play at second base coming in for Jordan. He elects to go to first, take the easy out, and 1 is going to be away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Nathan Dill coming to the plate right now, the first baseman. He has a pair of strikeouts today, has a double, and reached on an error, but had an RBI back in the 6th inning. So you have Pimentel standing on second, Dill at the plate, 1 away. Settlers down 7-3 here in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch taken outside for a ball. Game 2 of this doubleheader coming up about 30 minutes or so after the conclusion of this one. That game will only be 7 innings. 1-0 pitch. Misses high and outside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. The first baseman, Nathan Dill. Two-0 pitch. Fouled straight back, moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Nick Smith still on the mound for the Graders. Came in the 8th inning and shut the door. 2-1. Taken for a strike just under the hands of Dill. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Settlers down to their last 2 outs after they saw a 3-2 lead disappear in a 5-run outburst in the 9th inning for the Graders. The 2-2. Fouled towards that Grader dugout. You see a couple coaches and players getting out of the way of that one. Off the check swing from Dill. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's Smith's first strikeout today. Dill's 3rd. So Settlers down to their final out here in game number 1 against the Galion Graders. Brendan Alice coming to the plate. He is 1 for 4 today. Had a single and scored last inning, but has a ground out, a strikeout, and a fly out. Let's go along with that. So Alice, last chance for the Graders. Takes first pitch, misses, low in the dirt for ball 1. Smith would be in line for the win here as he came in that 8th and stalled the Settler rally. The 1-0. Catches that top part of the zone. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 pitch from Smith. Shot down the third base line, right into the tarp. Up there on the fence, just past the outstretched hand of third base coach Robbie Howell. Coach Howell getting engaged the other day. Proposed to his girlfriend after the first pitch of our opening game here on Friday night. So congratulations to them. The 1-2 misses high and outside. Evens count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brendan Alice. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Graders lead 7-3. 2-2 offering. I'm going to check the runner on second base in Pimentel. Nobody holding him on right now. Graders just playing for 1 more out. 2-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts. And the Galion Graders take game number 1 of this doubleheader. 7-3. Smith is going to get the win. We'll be back here in about 30 minutes for game number 2. Make sure to join us in about 30 minutes. Thanks for watching.